Hey, what's going on, everybody? So today we're going to be taking the Premium Finish Studio Series SS-05 Optimus Prime, who is a much better painted version of the first Studio Series Prime mold. I mentioned in my Leader Class Prime video that I didn't have this mold anymore. I do now. So, I got this for a reason, and I'll touch on that later, but this is my first in the Premium Finish line, so I want to hopefully get the Bumblebee one, because I don't have that mold at all, and I never did, so. But anyway, here's his robot mode, vehicle mode, Transformers Premium Finish is up there, Takara Tomy. Side of the box is him with swords, back of the box, or top of the box rather, Premium Finish. Side of the box is him kicking Starscream in the face. Bottom of the box. Back of the box, he's in some cool poses. They still promote this as the Revenge of the Fallen one, even though he can't combine with Jetfire. Anyway, this version, a big difference between this one, besides the paint scheme, is he actually comes with 2 guns, which the original version only came with the sword, so that's cool. Box is very nice. I do like the box quite a bit, so. Here he is. And as you can see, he looks very similar to this guy, the Leader Class one, but paint scheme's obviously different. This is a much better painted figure than the original, like way better painted. But the paints, like this look like these are different. But the molding wise, vehicle mode, you can see this is a different connection than this. This is different than this. This is very different than this. The legs are mostly the same. The underside, you can see there's very different arm transformations going on. So, this was a heavy retool of this guy, because this one did come first, but I reviewed this one first. So, my vehicle mode, for the most part, they look identical, but there are some significant changes. Like, the paint scheme is a lot better on this one. There's a lot more silver than this dull gray. If they premium color this one right after this came out, I would be kind of pissed. But he also, if you wanted to, he can tow the Leader Class's trailer. Doesn't make much of a difference, but because it looks almost exactly the same. But, you know, there you go. Accessory-wise, he comes with his 2 swords and 2 guns. So, these are the exact same gun that came with the Leader one and the second Voyager, but much better painted. Like, that's the thing about this figure, and they can store on the back, is that these guns, everything about him is much better painted. So the guns can store back there. The swords can store back here. If you wanted to, like, cheat and hold the swords and then put the trailer on, it's not gonna happen. So, don't. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. So, he can, if you wanted to, you can store the guns up top. And on the side. And in the back, or then you put the swords back there, or you can like put the swords or the guns back here. And then put the swords up here. You could kind of do something like that. Personally, I think the guns look better in the back than the swords do. Something I forgot to show is that the guns can store on the side of this guy. So if you wanted to store the gun up front there, you can. And just to show it off, yes, these will store on this guy as well. So, there you go. His transformation is similar to the other ones, but it's actually a lot easier. So, keep that in mind. But it's very similar because this guy, this guy is a retool of this guy. So, we'll go ahead and disconnect these pieces right there. Fold the legs down. Fold these wheels up. Push these pieces down. separate the legs and then fold down the feet. Push this piece up, turn these around like so. This piece is going to come down like that. We're getting there. So this piece is going to come out like that. And these pieces are going to just fold out like so. And then these pieces are going to come out like this. Okay, come on, don't fight with me. Thank you. Oh, there you go. His wheel popped off. And then we're going to flip the head out like so. Fold this piece down. And then fold it up. That'll clip in place. And get all this out of the way. Fold the legs down. Turn them around. Alright, so we're getting some semblance of a thing going on here. Fold these into the back. Like so. And then fold these pieces out, and this piece will fold straight down. Not yet, actually. These will fold up into the back, and it'll connect right there. There you go. And then push these pieces like that, and these will come down. There we go. Fold these pieces down. Pull this out, fold the hand out, turn that around, flip it, turn it, connect it right there. Same thing on this side. And there you go. Here we have the premium color Optimus Prime in his robot mode, and he looks, the paint job on this guy is incredible. Like, I never cared so much for this mold originally. I mean, I thought it was a fun enough toy, but the paint scheme really rubbed me the wrong way. And the fact this was marketed as their Revenge of the Fallen one never made sense to me because it can't combine with Jetfire. But then those based on the first movie could combine with Jetfire. It was weird. But so I actually sold it off actually pretty recently to my my neighbor upstairs whose son's getting into Transformers and like really wanted Optimus Prime, and I was like, oh, you know, the premium color one's out, I'll get that. So I sold the initial version of this guy. But I'm glad I did, because this premium color one is a lot better looking. Notice how I said a lot better looking. I'll get to that. But in terms of looks, he looks so much better. Like, there's no contest there. I kind of there are a couple of things that I wish they would have done. Like, I would have preferred if they premium colored the other mold, if I'm honest, because we'll get to that, but they decided to do this one because Takara sometimes does things that doesn't make sense. But what can you do? I don't make their business decisions for them. If I did, they'd probably go under. There is that. But anywho, let's talk about this guy's articulation now, rather than just blowing a load over the paint job. So his articulation is pretty solid. His legs can go forward. They can go back. Pretty powerful knee joint. Turn the bicep, ankle forward, back, ankle pivot. Got a waist swivel. Arms do a full 360. Go in and out. Turn the bicep. Excuse me. Wrist. And his head is on a ball joint, so can look up, down, turn. I can't do a full 360 because of his design, but that's okay. Accessory count-wise, he's got quite a bit. Well, not really. He's got 2 guns and 2 swords, but the way these work is you can obviously hold the guns in his hands. So he looks like that scene where he broke into that building and just beat the crap out of Megatron, smacked people with his gun, and then pulverized everyone in the forest. Probably the coolest scene in Revenge of the Fallen. Not a great movie, but, you know, cool scene in a bad movie. And then he's got the swords, which go under his hands. Like that. And this is probably, in my opinion, the best swords any movie Optimus Prime has had. They're awesome. I like these a lot. And you can store his weapons on the back. They look kind of weird back there, but you can do it. And then he can hold the guns. You can't store the guns if you're storing the swords. So there's no like remolding involved. They just kind of threw in the guns to throw in the guns. I mean, you can store the guns on the back, but they don't look elegant, and they're not like mirrored. Like they're not like mirrored guns. They're like literally the 2 of the exact same gun, because mirroring them would have been smart. But like that kind of looks okay, but like a lot of people do the whole fold in the backpack like that, and yeah, you can, but yeah, I don't know. I just kind of leave it flat and be done with it. This might be mold degradation, but he does feel a little on the loose side. It's not like horribly loose, but he doesn't feel super tight, so something to be aware of. Now, if you compare this mold to the second mold, just the molding, I'm not talking about the paint job. Paint job wise, he looks way better, but this one just as a mold looks so much better to me. Chest piece, way better than that. The way the arms work, way better. Legs, I mean, I like how that folds down. Backpack, way, way better on this guy. So they actually cleaned up this one quite a bit, and I do think it's a more complex transformation, but I do think it's a better version of the mold. He can hold this guy's weapons, so like you can give him the swords, and he looks just as good with them, in my opinion. And I think they knew people were going to do that, so because the original version, this guy only came with a gun. He can't really, I mean, he could store one gun on the back, so he can't really store the weapons that well. I mean, you can, I guess, put them on his sides if you really wanted to, but like all of the accessories are interchangeable between the two. So like if you wanted him to be your Prime for all the movies, if you have Jetfire, you can do it. And that's honestly kind of why I bought him, is because I really just wanted the weapons to give to him. Like that was my initial plan with this guy. But now, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot how much I enjoyed the mold. Okay, I don't really love it, but I like it well enough to not do that. I actually have been displaying him on the shelf next to him in the Jetwing mode. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do when I start if I get a Studio Series shelf, is I'm going to keep him in vehicle mode and him in robot mode and display them that way. We'll see. But definitely an improvement on the original Voyager mold. I still think this guy is better. So if between the two of them, he's actually cheaper right now. So just go ahead and get this guy over this guy. But if you really want a high paint, like a really good paint job, this guy looks amazing paint-wise. The mold itself hasn't really been... The mold itself hasn't really improved, to be honest. It's the same Studio Series 5 Revenge of the Fallen Prime that you're used to. But the paint job is a lot better. A lot better. And it makes him look so much better. If you don't have this guy, or if you don't have, rather, because they're actually very different. They're actually worth having both, to be honest with you. So if you want to display him as your first two movie Prime and him just as Dark of the Moon, that's actually not a bad option, to be honest with you, because the paint scheme is so good. And I might actually do that because he does look really damn cool with the paint job. So I actually do like him a bit. Don't pay any more than $50 for him if you can. I did. He's not worth that much, but he does look fantastic. I can't take that away from him. He looks really good. So, my suggestion is if you can get a hold of this guy for a good price, you should grab him because it is worth having the both and see them side by side. Especially since he is the Dark of the Moon one, so he has the abdomen, so they do look a little bit different. Actually, they look a lot different. The molds are very different, but he's really cool. I like him a lot more than I thought I was going to. I still think this guy's better, but this guy's really nice. He's really neat, in my opinion. So, anyway, that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stick around for more. Hope you guys stay around, and we'll see you soon. Take care.